All right, Shane, how about the Music City Bowl? I'll be there in person with the Flying Hawaiian. Shane would have been had not he's been locked down in quarantine over there,
Yeah.
but them Vols, Shane, favored by 6 points over Purdue, over under 64 and a half total points. The game's here in Nashville. Josh
Mm-hmm.
Heupel announced Cade Mays is out for the Music City Bowl. He's been injured. He missed the Vanderbilt game too. You hate for a senior to go out that way, not being able to. He tried to give it a go, but aside from Cade Mays, we know Alante Taylor also not going to be participating for Tennessee. But
Mm-hmm.
while those are leaders, those are key players for the Vols. It's some heavy hitters for Purdue. They had two All Americans. Their number one receiver, their best pass rusher, they're opted out. Their number two
Mm-hmm.
receiver not playing in the game due to academics. I believe they have two other defensive players not participating in this football game that are key players. So a lot to like about them Vols in this game, Shane. So who you got in the matchup? Tennessee, Purdue in the Music City Bowl.
I don't think I should have mixed these meds and Coors Light together. Getting a little loopy over here, man. I'm just rambling. Feels like it's midnight. But it tastes too good. Okay. All right. Where we at? Tennessee, Purdue. All right. You ready? Mike, if anybody can get the SEC back on track, it is my Tennessee Volunteers. There's something about this game, Mike. I've always worried about Tennessee in bowl games, especially ones they don't really care about. This is one that they do. And we've got, like you said, you're seeing kind of an opposite trend here in Knoxville. A lot of opt-ins. A lot of people having the opportunity to leave, and they're not. And then you got Purdue, some of their best players opting out. It's in Nashville. It might as well be a damn home game. So, I think this one gets loud and rowdy, and I think we're up 28 points by half. So, give me Tennessee. I still think it's going to be a fun, exciting game because don't get me wrong, Purdue can move the ball. Purdue can, I mean, they can score just as easy as Tennessee can. It's just, I just think Heupel and the offense, I don't know. It's show off time right now. I mean, there's still a lot of kids they're trying to get in the portals. A lot of recruits they're still trying to get on campus. You do that when you can showcase what your team's going to be like next year. So give me Tennessee Volunteers big on here, Mike. 51, Purdue 38. High scoring game. Yeah, it's going to be like one of those, those all-star basketball games when they get up like 140 points. That's what I feel like, man. I think everybody's going to just turn the defense off and let these boys play. So I expect a lot of offense in this one.
Well, Shane, this is something that we've not really had the opportunity to talk about just yet. I'll make my picks here in a second, but what this is starting to remind me of here, Shane, with Josh Heupel in Tennessee. You mentioned all the opt-ins, of course. Hendon Hooker, Cedric Tillman, their number one receiver. He just announced Solomon Page, the receiver, Warren, the tight end. I believe they've had several others. Jerome Carvin. We're talking 6, 7, 8 guys. So, and that's just so far have made the decision to come back. Many of these super seniors that could have moved on from the Tennessee Vols. And you know what it reminds me of, Shane? Two key SEC teams this year that exceeded expectations. Two of the better teams in the league, the Ole Miss Rebels, the Arkansas Razorbacks, and the blueprint is there, Shane. Both those programs, led by Lane Kiffin and Sam Pittman, of course, they were in their first year. They had to win over a new team, and that's what Josh Heupel has done here, Shane, in Knoxville. He's done it in a hurry. He's got these guys believing, and man, so much momentum here on Rocky Top. And I really think that as long as they put in the work this offseason, we're going to see the similar thing next season for Tennessee like we saw, Ole Miss in the Sugar Bowl right now. Arkansas's in a New Year's Day Bowl. I mean, that is what you're shooting for if you're Tennessee next season. Hell, we saw it. I don't know if you saw this, Shane, but Josh Heupel, when he found out Hendon Hooker was coming back, he said, let's go to Atlanta. Like, that's the goal now.
Yeah.
And it's got to start with the belief. I mean, I know Tennessee's a million miles away from winning the SEC championship as far as right now, but this is where it begins. And it's got to continue on into the Music City Bowl against a Purdue team missing several key players. And this is something we've hit on all offseason, Shane. Normally, Tennessee and expectations don't mix well, brother. And it's like you're saying, anytime Tennessee's expected to win a bowl game, everyone's predicting them to do it. That's when they come out flat. But this is a new era, Shane, and it has been since Josh Heupel got there. They're supposed to win big. They're going to win big here, Shane. Get the hell out of here with this Purdue. I'm not going quite as crazy as you. I'm going Tennessee 38, Purdue 24. Vols get the win. Vols get the cover in what's expected to be a sellout crowd here. Music City Bowl. Got to believe there's going to be more Tennessee fans than Purdue, given that the game's in the mid-state area here. So, yeah, this should be a huge, huge win for Josh Heupel and company heading into the offseason.
Mike, can you do me a favor when you get there? Can you, in my seat, can you lay down a Coors Light, and when we win that game, will you drink it for me? Just in my honor. I wish I could be there, but I can't. Still going to be in lockdown till the 1st, so at least I don't know how long. But
that's a promise, buddy. Hey, I'll knock down 2 for you. How's that?
All right, appreciate that, man. Yeah, I was hoping to see the last game of the year. It sucks. COVID got me, but I think Tennessee gets this one, brother. I think they get the SEC back on track.
Yeah, without a doubt.
The administration made the decision a while back to allow Tennessee to play in the bowl game. Looking back on that, how much do you appreciate that, considering that you're in Nashville right now?
Yeah, I appreciate that from our administration. They're going to support and give our players every tool, every resource, but also just support them in their mission and make sure that we have a great player experience in every facet of our program. And I said when I took the job, all those things that happened before I got there really felt like we're going to be a speed bump. That's been proven to really kind of play out, and the kids inside of our program have bought into the culture, bought into competing every single day, and that's why we're here and have this opportunity to play inside this bowl game.
Josh, why is this offensive system, why does this work for you? Why did you pick this kind of system to coach and to utilize?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's an exciting brand of football. I think young people, young players, playmakers, and big skill want to be a part of it. At the end of the day, offensively, you're trying to find ways to put your kids in a position to be successful. Our tempo is a portion of how we try to apply pressure to defense and dictate the flow of the football game.